Superintendent North Baltimore Local Schools. The gentleman who had to walk out real quick, he's a special services director, in charge of preschool also. And then we have Chris North, who's in charge of all the maintenance. Chris, how long have you been here? It'll be helpful to know.
I officially started in 2005. We moved here in 1993.
So honestly, Chris knows everything. I've been here for 5 years, so I know quite a few things, but a lot of things Chris will know because he was here from all the renovations. Our new high school / junior high or middle school is just down the road. So we have new in 2012 and renovated. So we do have both. We're willing to answer any questions that you wish. I hope you don't mind if we're blatantly honest with you. That'll be helpful. You can ask us anything. We don't have a tie anywhere or a lot of skin in the game. There's good things and bad things about everything. We graduate 50 kids per class. I need to make sure you understand that. It's a very small school. We're financially well off. We don't have a tremendous amount of difficulties, not a lot of politics in town. Majority of committees are Mr. North, myself, and Rob. We don't have a lot of big committees either. We do a lot of things by what do you think works? Let's go ahead and move forward. The last quite a few years, we've really made a lot of changes via technology and everything else you can imagine. But around the buildings, you can ask us anything. The biggest difference is our community. We are the schools. We are it here. Okay, so the schools are everything. If you see kids walking in and out of the high school, it's because we stay open until 9. So if the kids want to come in, they're in. If they were at the high school shooting, they're in. So we're not as much lockdown possibly as some of the bigger districts. We're not as much as we don't have to be. I've been at Worcester, Ashland, Newark, Claymont. I've been at quite a few huge districts. So please feel free to ask me anything via large to small. I can do the best I can. But we'll let you see anything you wish at all. And Chris, if you want to explain the difference of the wings, when everything got purchased and what happened.
Yeah, and we can start wherever you'd like to. This wing here from the brick, you can see the exterior of the wall. This 1956 was the original portion that was built. And then in 1987 they decided to add on, and we came down here and went down to the end of the hallway to the double doors down there. In 2001 we did a renovation / new construction. We added a north wing, which is 8 additional classrooms, which are our biggest ones in the school. We tore down the old gym, added on to the gym, renovated the cafeteria, added on to that a little bit. This used to be our library. It got converted over to our office area, and we now have library / media center off to that side. We added air conditioning. We did a renovation, started in 2010 in conjunction with the new school. We did a section over each summer. We didn't want to displace anybody during the school year, so we did one section 2010. We finished this middle section 2011, and then 2012 we did our technology upgrade so that our buildings would match technology-wise. We bought the package deal, same one that the high school got, so we have same cameras, same security, same doors, and kept everything that way. There were some slight modifications outside for exterior lighting and that type of thing that were done, but for the most part the outside envelope that you see of the building is the original 85 or 56, 87, 2001 upgrades that way. So we can go however you want to go. What do you guys want to see? We can do classrooms.
Well, first of all, what grades are served in this building?
We're preschool through 6.
Okay, so there is a separate building for the high school and the...
Correct.
Okay.
7 through 12 is the new construction, which is about, what, a half mile over?
Right down the road.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome to see anything.
How many students do you have in the building?
358.
This building's 350, yeah.
And how
I know
many
the history,
square
so this
feet?
one I know.
This is 53,000 square feet. And the high school's about 78,000, plus an additional field house.
How is the heating and the air conditioning worked in the upgrades? Have you had any problems with evening things off, or how successful has it been?
Our first year, we have 2 different systems. We have what's called a VRF system, which is new technology. We have a Daikin system. Mitsubishi's, Samsung make a different system, different loops as well. The first year is really just a learning curve for everybody. It was new to the contractor. It was new to us. Now that it's happening, it's very efficient. There's some costs involved as far as quality of parts, like anything else. Like the old system was a lot easier to understand, but the new system works a lot more efficiently. And we also have, our 2001, we had some system put in as well, which is a VAV system, which individual rooms. And that, we've got most of the kinks out on that. So right now, we feel pretty comfortable. I think the building is really even, and it's a technology where, like in the morning when the sun comes up, these rooms are warmer and these rooms are cooler. It swaps the air. It'll take the air from this side and put it on this side. So I mean, it's just some new stuff, new technology that came out. But first year was a learning curve. We were all learning how it worked and getting everything to balance out.
When you renovated this older part, what kind of surprises did you run into that maybe you didn't anticipate in terms of cost or like, hey, this is good news?
Yeah, well, we didn't have any of those. No, it was a lot. Nothing surprising per se, because they kind of, with the renovations, we kind of knew what we were getting into. Everybody had seen everything several different times, and so when we walked through it, you know, we had some asbestos which had to be abated first,
Right,
which is, you know, one of your bigger costs, but that's just got to be done sooner or later.
right.
So
The whole project with the high school, I believe, cost $26 million, but $3 million came from the OSFC, and we really truly financed, so you have an idea, $8 million in bonds. $8 million in bonds for the whole entire thing. But again, we had no choice. We don't have a lot in our community, so we had to keep up with it. Otherwise, we would have had absolutely nothing. And again, our high school, middle school looks brand new. Again, it's small. Please understand that. It's small, but we just got done doing all the LED, Chris, and all the high school, the middle school, everything.
Well,
Please.
just the elementary. We just finished that over Christmas. We did a lighting upgrade where we did the entire building, converted every light over to LED, and we'll be doing the high school this summer. But
So what was your percentage then from OFCC and what your share, I mean, I know you said money,
we were
but,
59-41.
That's what I thought it was.
so the state.
We were the 41.
They
The
were
state picked
50.
up 59 at that point.
Did you use the ELPP program? Like you built your buildings and then got your money? You had to, was there a transfer time in there?
Or were you on the list, like, did you?
No, we were on the list.
We were on the list.
And
I
it
know
just
we
came
were.
through the
Your number
state.
was up, so.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Our number was
Right.
up. We just didn't bypass it.
Yeah,
Some people, a lot of the state bypasses, then it gets worse. So we chose to jump on it real quick because we couldn't afford, we're being so small to be missed.
Right.
And then have a lower percentage. We also passed an operating budget, an operating bond at 0.75 for
Yeah.
straight operation.
Yeah, that had to be done. It's called a maintenance fund. You have to pass that first before you can get the OSFC money. So that did pass. I think it was a 3/4%.
It is.
Yeah.
How long were you on the list before your number came up?
You know
Well, they
what?
went through that. We were way down the list because unfortunately this building was in good shape.
Yeah.
So that really bumped us down. Our high school was 1927, I think.
Yes.
And it was showing its age, and we had a lot of things go bad. And so long story short, we ended up having our boiler system. In the 70s, we put in electric, thinking that was a great idea. Well, then we had an accident where water got into our boiler. So we kind of went to the state and pleaded our case that, look, we're going to be putting 50, 60,000 in this. And our auditorium at the time was leaking. And we went in, pled our case, and they said, okay, you guys are close enough on the list, we're going to run you through it. So that's how we got started.
How close was the OFCC assessment to what the actual cost was? Do you know?
That's a tricky number because what happened was when they did this, the architects missed air conditioning in the center on this section of the building. So we started construction, and all of a sudden we're in the hole $450,000 right off the bat. And we had to make some cuts. But at the end of it, there was money left over, and that money got applied to that, and the state made that difference since it got missed basically on the architect state side.
Okay,
So
You'll see
I
some
think
more,
they're pretty good on their numbers.
all right, that's all right.
And when they come in, they always build in extra. They won't tell you that, but every school says the same thing. When we get done, we had extra money in there, which is good because you run into stuff.
You know,
You know, they cut and paste all that stuff, and sometimes it doesn't work out in your favor. So
we're quite grateful for the air conditioning system.
Yes.
As you would know, yes, we're very grateful to have the air conditioning in every place we go here. Some of our rooms are very large, if you'll notice in the new wing. I'm not sure for some of our educators that they can ever be large enough. No matter when you see, they're like, I want it larger, but wow. Some of our classroom dorms are small, between 18 and 23, but no matter what we do, everybody wants a little bit more. So we're very happy as you look through the rooms, what we have. Again, we're full-blown technology with everything. Everybody has a Chromebook or an iPad of some type. That took place the last 2 years. Our little initiatives are all gone. We're full technology, integrated all over the place, including 2 labs in the building. And the gym is really large. And I don't know if that was part of the last project. Whoever requested that did a beautiful job.
Yeah, that was our 2001 renovation. We had
It's
real
real
tiny, I think, Crim. Or no, Conneaut had a small one, right, with the stage? We had the same thing.
Yeah.
And so now we have a full-size gym, it's 36 feet high.
Which is used frequently by everybody,
Yes.
7th to 8th grade teams, all of our volleyball teams. So now we have double gyms. Again, because we're small, they're used all of the time. The buildings are probably overused compared to the past because this is all we have. But again, we at least have 2 full-size gyms now for the youth and everything else. And we also have the big field house out by the high school. So. But you are more than, we'll take you any place you want to see. And answer any
Yeah, we
questions.
can start it going in and work our way.
You go any place you
Start the
want.
old section. Add on is, which I didn't realize.
Third
was
grade in here.
Once we started with our air handlers, you're talking a 4-foot run down to a 12-inch run. But these things are packed, just pipes everywhere. With our system, it takes additional as well. The room is basically, size-wise, it's the same. These are about 900 square feet because it's the older section. The middle section's going to run about 975, and then clear down there about 1,050 square feet, classroom size.
Lots of storage.
Are all the rooms the ceiling cassettes?
Yes, all of them are sealed. We have, well, I think there's 2 rooms that are, data closets have the wall mount, but it's the same system.
Do your kindergarten and preschool classrooms have restrooms in them?
No.
I'll switch it. I'll take you up here. You want to see anything else?
Yeah, I've got. But as far as the ceilings, every room's gonna look the same. This, we had to drop ceiling everything to get into the new equipment, so that's the biggest thing is you will have a drop
So
ceiling.
you want to crawl then?
Yes.
Underneath here?
Yes.
Before you put in the AC units, did you have problems controlling humidity and mold growth?
Oh,
and such?
yeah, we had old univents built in the wall,
Okay,
and so, I mean, you were pulling outside air and that's all you were doing.
okay.
You
And
weren't
then has
controlling
that
anything.
problem,
We never had
Yeah.
never had the mold problem, we didn't have anything like that. Temperature-wise, we're way more consistent because, we're spreading that heat over the room, we're spreading the air over the room
so
versus just channeling out of
you
one
don't
area.
have those problems anymore?
Yeah.
What are we doing in here for like hat and sink coats and?
Inside the closets, each, if
So
you
are those
open one,
little
there's
cubbies?
4.
Can we open them?
Yeah, you can open one, go right ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
And all the rooms have the same thing. We got this during the renovation as well, so it's a little more stuff.
So 3 kids have a unit?
There'll be 4 kids in each one.
4, okay.
Yeah, and we put in a sink with its own drinking fountain, so they're all self-contained. All the classrooms have that now as well, which is good and bad.
So this was the original size of the classroom, is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
But then when you built the addition, then you increased the
In
size?
2001, we just built the bigger classrooms. They're probably about 150 square feet more. And you can see it when you look at them. They're bigger.
Did somebody already ask this question? I'm sorry if they did, because I was over in the copy room. Do you have anything for security on the windows?
No. Our entry windows, we do have that Kevlar film is what they called it,
Okay.
which I guess just stops the glass from shattering. Bullets going through, but it's still, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, there was a safety grant that went around and we got that on all the entryways at
Okay.
that time.
Okay, good.
How tall were your ceilings before? You said this was dropped down?
Yeah,
from the
they're
existing?
about, there's probably about 3 more feet up above there. This is 8 feet 8 inches down to 8 feet, 8.5 feet, 8.5 feet over there.
Why is it?
Or 8. That is because we had to run ductwork down there.
Sure.
And so we just had to tip, if you look at each room, they all tip down towards the end.
Low slope.
But we tried to keep them as maximum, they wanna do it on this side, we just thought it'd be too closed in, so,
Was there an asbestos ceiling before?
no. Nope, the only asbestos we had was what was on the pipes underneath, just in this 56 wing.
Is the floor, what floor is that, new or is replaced or?
This is new,
Okay,
yeah, we did new carpet, and
okay.
some of the rooms have all carpet, some
So-
have all tile, and some have a split, depends on what.
Did the teachers have input then in terms of what they wanted, or?
Unfortunately, yes. From a maintenance side, yes.
Everybody has
You need everybody's opinion.
Because you gotta sit down and discuss colors, and I stayed out of those meetings. Yeah. Yeah. No, there was a lot of committees that made up a lot of different things, so.
Did you have a lot of administrative and teacher participation in all the remodeling and that?
Yeah, the teachers were involved in a lot, especially with the room being set up. I don't know what they want.
Yeah.
So they had a committee that came through and said, okay, we wanna have, they wanna have one wall that had all the media on it. And they wanted a different color, and they picked the colors and all that good stuff, and they told us what kind of cabinets they wanted. The architect will do that with you, they'll break down into small group. They came to us from the maintenance side and said, okay, what kind of piping do you want, what kind of, and that is one thing, with all the PEX pipe and that new stuff that doesn't expand as much as copper doesn't. But, yeah, you'll be a lot of time in committee packs.
Teacher input, I think, is really, really important for education.
Well, if you want them to not complain about how things
We
look,
want them to have what they need.
it's their room, they know what they need.
That's right.
I'm sorry, I missed
Sure,
it.
Jan,
Yes.
Larson, Chris North,
Hey, how
used to
are
live
you?
beside each
That's
other,
right.
yeah. That has been a while, that has been.
Tell her you got that on video.
How old is the?
This is a.
Yeah.
We have 3 preschool units, and they're all basically the same.
Yeah.
All right here. Mr. Hopton can tell you all about preschool.
Started acclimated with preschool. I told him when I came in, I was a former superintendent, I'm like, Ryan, you know what you know about preschool? You gotta have a license. Okay, that's it. But now I'm a preschool supervisor, I've had to take that 32 hours worth of coursework. Getting there. We just finished our annual report today. We're a 5-star preschool. And we added an extra preschool this past year, so we had a capacity change. So now we're servicing about 58 kids right now, currently, and we got a couple on the waiting list to get in.
You said you're a 5-star.
An afternoon session,
Okay.
that goes till like 3:30.
And how many days a week? Every
4
day?
days.
4 days?
4 days a week.
Very similar to
And
teaching.
we basically, our teachers have Monday to plan and work
Okay.
together.
Okay.
Because that Mondays are usually the day that a lot of holidays and stuff fall on, and so we didn't want to, limit our kids from being here.
And
so.
how many children?
Right now, we got, we got in each group per session, so we got basically 6 sessions during the day. That, 3 teachers and their parapros help with, 'cause we
Yeah.
have, an aide in each one,
Okay.
helping. We have approximately about 10 kids per,
Really? 10?
Really?
How many can you have in up to?
that's a good question, I don't know the
Those
answer
are
to
two
that.
different answers.
But you really try to limit it to 10?
I don't know the answer to that.
Okay, because Bowling
Yeah,
Green's
10
16.
Well, we don't go 16 now, because we've got about, some might have 8 or 9, but like this is, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, there's 10, 11 in that group. This group has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so 11 and 9. So this morning, this will be the morning session, this will be our afternoon session.
And at what age do you get them? Do you start at age 3?
At age 3.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That is wonderful.
I just had a son start at Bowling Green's.
Okay,
Did you?
3 in potty training.
3 in potty.
3 in potty training,
Well,
yeah.
I'll be honest with
Is that the
you.
criteria?
We've had, that's the criteria, but we've also
doesn't
had some of
always
our
work
issues.
that way.
For maybe not necessarily for,
Handicap,
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't,
Right.
for, I don't know what they call it, like peer role model, you have to be fully potty trained or something.
Oh, okay. Now, what about your kindergarten then? How many do you go up to per class in a
well, we have
kindergarten?
3, we have right now about, I'm trying to think, we have just about just less than 20, you know, we're
Okay.
about somewhere bordering, I'd say between 15 and 16.
And then do they have an
They have
aide
3,
in
we
there
have,
too?
yes, and they have 3 sections.
My, do I feel old?
You have 15 and 3.
We have approximately in kindergarten, it's anywhere between 15 and 20, and I can't give you the exact
Is that per
numbers.
class?
Per class.
Yeah, per class.
And you got 3 classes.
I've got 3 classes. But we only have about, usually about 52 to 57 kids a grade level that move on.
That is great.
So-
That is great. Yes. I feel old. Oh my goodness, this is crowded. Is this intervention?
This is intervention.
Significant disabilities, children.
And about how many do you have?
We only have, because our instructor helps with other kids that are mainstreamed in the regular classrooms, we have 2 or 3 that are pretty significant, that are in wheelchairs. that are in
Very
this classroom.
special people
Yes,
to teach.
absolutely.
Very special.
And we have, and he has an aide, and, well, I actually had 2 aides in this room because we had 2 that
Sure.
needed individual aides.
Yeah. In Linda, they have a music room.
Oh.
Well, what we do with this area though is PT.
Yeah.
We have physical therapy in this area with mats and things like that, with some of our, a couple of our kids that are
Music on a
multi-handicapped,
card here.
that they get mats on. And one kid's in a wheelchair, they get him out of the wheelchair, they lay him down, and they do some physical therapy right here on the mat.
At least they got baskets on the side.
All back there.
Who loads the trays into the dishwasher and then gets them out?
Cafeteria staff.
The staff does that?
Yes.
Like, no students do that anymore?
No, kids bring it to the window, drop it off, and that's as far as it is.
Okay. How big a staff do you have? Do you have
We
any
have
idea?
5 people in here. We have 2 6-hour employees, and we have 3 2-hour employees. The high school operates with 4. I think there's 300 kids total at the high school, and probably 40 of them will have
I'm sure there were a lot of rules when you did this kitchen, because they wanted to be a certified kitchen and everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
looks very nice.
And we actually operated for a year out of our old library as our kitchen, and we ate in the classroom while they redid this.
Okay.
Oh.
Then we got done at the end of 2001, and we had a fire, which, after the summer, and pushed us back, but we still got it in, I think it was September date. We had to push back our start date, but we got in by September.
Good.
Boiler system feeds the entire building.
Oh,
This
okay.
is a hot water loop to go down to the 2001. This new unit we put in, each room is basically its own heating system with those cassettes you see in the ceiling. That's that VRV system. And those units sit outside. We have 2 mechanical yards, and one unit feeds this 56 wing, and then the other we have another separate set that does the other end.
Okay.
So it's kind of nice. It's a newer system. Whereas if I lose one of the units, there's side by sides. One unit goes down, we can run off of one. It will run this entire wing until we can get that fixed. So we're not.
Right.
Whereas the old days, if your boiler went, you weren't having school anymore. So yeah, it's nice. They told us you'll operate this building more efficiently, economically. The economic side of it doesn't take into fact you're running a lot more equipment. So as far as usage-wise, we're not seeing any savings at all. If they're going to tell you you're going to save money, you're not going to save money. You'll save energy, but you're still running. You know, now you're bringing fresh air into the building. You have to introduce that. You have to warm it. You have to do all that. The old days, you had a univent. You just pumped in whatever was outside and you heated that, and that was it. But now it's we went through the same thing. We just kept saying, we were hearing energy savings thinking, okay, our bills are going to reduce a little bit. That isn't the case. Because you're just operating so much more stuff. But you're more comfortable with it.
So when you plan your renovation, what dreams had to die?
During our renovation, like I said, if we would have had that air conditioning thing wouldn't have, I mean, that was a huge hit. And we lost security cameras. Trying to think what else we knocked out. We got a few of the things back. We had some exterior stuff that was we were going to do that ended up not happening. But all in all, you know, it worked out. Right. Worked out okay.
What architect made the mistake?
Channing Howard. But
I'll turn the camera on.
we're not pointing any fingers at anybody. That's
It's no different than when you build a house.
right.
When you build your own house,
in all reality,
you always find something that you should have done differently.
And we had every opportunity to read that book that was that thick and find it ourselves too, I guess. So we'll just point the finger back this way. This was.
Chris?
Because he's
I am blessed.
replaceable, yeah.
Well, but
The two biggest rooms in the building just,
Like 950?
no, this one's probably 1,100, I think.
100.
Yeah.
Nice, messy art around the way they should be.
Yeah, we just finally got her moved down here. She was down in the 85 wing and we got her 56 wing. And we've been talking to them because we've got, you know, the sinks, the eye wash station, everything this was designed for it, extra storage. And somebody had gotten in here as a 6th grade teacher because of the shape.
Oh, too good.
Yeah, because they told us, they said, you know, we're not going to tear down something that you can actually use. And so that's when we said, well, if you can, we had done the renovation in 2001. We said, well, if we can keep that towards our tax base, then that's where we got the extra money for our portion. They allotted us that 3.1 we'd already passed, so that was huge for us. You know, we were like, didn't want to give that up. So.
Now, the tile floors, are they the same that, I mean, this was, what?
This
87?
tile floor was actually put in 2001 because, I don't know if you heard me before, we had a fire when we did the renovation.
No.
And in this room right here, in my room. And so they came in and there's probably an inch or two of water on the floor and it started peeling some of this up. So we actually got all new floors through the whole building. Our contractor was here, worked for Kmart or something, and he goes, I got 2,000 boxes of tile. I will sell you dirt cheap. And it worked out great. So yeah, it was one of those things where it actually worked out for us.
Do you remember the percentage, what percentage?
41.59.
But the condition of the school, to replace.
To renovate.
or renovate rather than
Oh,
build new? Do
build
you
new.
recall what
I
that
don't
was?
remember that
Okay.
number at all.
All right.
But
Because
it
Bowling
must have
Green's
been
got a
a low
couple
number.
that are right on the edge,
Uh-huh.
like the upper 60s.
Which one are you guys looking at renovating? Which one?
Well,
Because you already did Crim, right?
Yeah, so they're just looking at all different possibilities for the three.
Conneaut.
Conneaut and Kenwood are at 79 and 78% with like a renovation piece, so they're pretty high.
Yeah,
And that's the existing footprint.
right.
So the problem is that when we toured it, those classrooms, they have no storage, the classrooms, they have music on the cart. So that's not a accurate.
Do you know your
The
foot,
state
your room size?
Oh,
It's on the OFCC report.
Yeah. I didn't,
And like the square footage.
Square footage of each room or anything like that?
Yeah, they have a square footage per student. I
Just
mean,
that
everything is,
number, yeah.
everything is borderline, yeah.
Yeah, it's just when you start putting new things in there, I mean, you can see this whole wall in each room is taken up. So that's a little chunk.
yeah.
Where do you get the heat for here? Does it come from the boilers down there, or?
Yeah, well, it's through, each one of those cassettes is like its own separate unit.
Okay.
It's a 3 piping system, so it's always constantly looping through. And, but we also have a backup heat source is our boiler room down there. And our boiler also feeds that 2001 wing. We haven't gotten down there yet, but that north wing, it still feeds that.
You get a real good feel with that heat that you have in here.
It's
and
real nice
Yeah.
as far as the-
Real good feel.
It is.
Drafty,
It's real even,
even heat.
those old
And your
univents.
staffs
just-
are really nice in your rooms.
Yeah.
And do they need calibrated at all, or have they ever?
We
been?
haven't had to recalibrate anything. I can operate each one of those off of my computer, which is really nice.
Right, which
So
is nice.
we lock everybody out,
Exactly, we did.
and all they can see is your set point, and that's all they need to see, you know, that's,
Yeah.
yeah. Because once you start seeing actual temperatures, people's,
Exactly.
oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
Because nobody,
We've got about 3 teachers per grade level.
Correct.
So our kids are, we have about, I'd say, 15, 16 kids in a class? Somewhere in that range?
Yeah, you're exactly right, yeah.
About 15, 16
45
kids.
to 50 kids in a grade level, so
Yep.
you're talking 15 to 18
Okay,
is
what
our average.
I'm trying to figure out is if, if you have the computer carts and the kids have their own assigned.
That's in each classroom.
Yeah. What separate function does a room like this form?
And this is what we're finding out. The talk is going back and forth of one of these is probably not needed anymore. But see, we just upgraded to putting the Chromebooks in each classroom. Mr. Delaney's done that over the last 2 years.
These existed before.
Yeah.
Yes,
Before the upgrade.
Correct.
Okay, now it's starting to make sense. 'Cause
yeah.
it was
You can
not
see,
that-
this used to be, it got converted to a library / computer lab. And honestly, both of them are probably gonna go away here in the next 5 years, I would think.
Yeah.
Because you have another library. Do you have another library?
No, they do everything online. This is actually, the only reason we have these are because they are book sets. And so when kids want to read a book, there's 20 books in here, the teacher can come in and pull those out. But as far as having physical books to
And
look
they're
at.
leveled readers, so
Yeah.
they're different, I mean, it's the same book, but they're leveled for different levels of reading.
So you don't have a regular library?
Correct.
Isn't that interesting?
We have a beautiful library uptown.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I've been there.
Really do, it's really nice.
Yes,
It is really nice.
I have been there. It's, huh?
But this, a lot of times, I'll see people, they'll be taking an iReady test
Right.
in this lab.
Right.
They'll
Yeah,
bring
that's
it-
what that other lab is, it's strictly iReady. That's all they do all day is this iReady program. And then in here, she teaches basic computer skills.
Skills.
And she's in here all day. You know, we have,
Like a
They
library,
rotate through.
media,
Kids rotate through. a
library
media-
person, okay.
Media
Yeah.
class.
In other words,
So they're
and we have an iReady.
you actually have,
person as well.
have classes?
Yes, we do.
So what is the iReady program? Yeah. that was my
It's to
question.
tell, intervention-wise, where they're at, as far as benchmarks are concerned.
Okay. And they take the test or do the interventions
Yeah.
here?
Well, like he's saying, I think this.
This is the skills room and then
Skills
iReady
room,
is across.
and
I
then-
mean, it's the
Okay,
same thing. It
okay.
looks the same way. It's the same setup.
Okay, so it sounds like you are in transition from being cutting edge and then now we have a new cutting edge and.
Oh, that is constant.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
just,
oh,
I mean, it's
okay.
with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of upgrades. But that's a whole new animal, whether you renovate or not.
Yeah, I know. That's why I say I was.
Even Kansas City schools, very large. Came up here a year ago, And we had two teachers say, I know, my room looks crowded, I'm sorry, it's small. You know, if there was 18 kids in a huge room,
I'm
he
sorry.
thought they were kidding. No, there's never enough room.
Okay.
I will, here to tell you, the
Because that
size
seems
of
to be a
what I
huge
love,
deal in Bowling Green. We don't have enough room, don't have enough room.
never do. We also have extra rooms we put on to make sure that we're
We'll
okay.
have extra rooms, okay?
Yes, but did you happen to see the size of these? This is the size that everybody says, we love it.
Okay.
This size.
You don't have any like intervention teachers in like a janitor closet or
No,
anything?
remember, we put extra rooms on. So we put extra rooms, so our intervention people now have massive rooms. But we might have put a few more extra, than maybe should have, but I'd rather have extra than not enough at this point.
And these are,
Okay.
But did you happen to look at the dimensions?
No, these are about 1,000.
How big are those?
This is the one, these are the ones that are
Those two
perfect.
that were down there.
I think it was 1,070.
Because they thought the third rooms were too small, I'm thinking, too small? That's not small.
You know, there'll be an intervention specialist in there working, an intervention specialist while you're sitting there working with just 2 or 3, while these kids are still working on their own project. After their main lesson. This is I mean, when you come and watch this operation, you know, whole class period, it's phenomenal.
I know, I really like to see a teacher work. Yeah, they are really good.
When they start out, and they turn on the Elmo or whatever, and they got it on that smart board, and then
Down here,
they're going over the lesson on the smart board and asking questions, checking understanding, and then they send them back to work on whatever it is that they're working on. They walk around, and then the ones that they know that they need to work with, they bring over there and work with them individually, and so. And they packed every room with color-coded stickers so that those boxes in the summer could be moved to the next room that the teacher was going to.
they're all converted over to the.
So,
Yeah.
Tour, so I didn't ask him at the Kenwood tour.
Now, the only thing they told us was our old high school, built in 1927, was structurally one of the best buildings you're gonna find. The problem is, once you start upgrading, you don't have the room, the capacities to do your electrical upgrades, to do your, I mean, once you start getting into that, a lot of times you're better off getting new. We were fortunate enough that in 2001, when we did our upgrade to, we added this on, we added the gym, all that, we were able to upgrade all of our electrical at that time as well. So we have a facility out back, which is strictly all that at that time. We did the upgrades. We did a lighting upgrade at the old high school in the 90s. We were constantly working on computer, all that, upgrade on that system with the wiring and all that. But to get the servers, to get all that, it's gonna take up more space as well. And you have, everything's gonna be mounted on the wall. I'm just telling you what the look is gonna start looking like. You're gonna have plastic drops coming down. You're gonna have, yes, you can do anything, but it's what are you willing to look at every day when you go in as well? And maybe you're not getting the most current upgrades as well.
When we have an 87 wing, we have 2 wings, new wings on those buildings. And I'm guessing they're at least as good as the 87 electric and heating was at that time.
Right,
So those
right.
aren't, trashier wings either.
Right, right.
But I'm
And
just
as long as
saying,
you have the room to make the
We haven't been given a
upgrades.
lot of options and explanations of what's available that you can do.
Mhm.
So it's sort of nice to see this, that there, there's some things out there that are available that we didn't really realize because we don't get a lot of information like that. Maybe we don't ask, I don't know. But I'm not
And
complaining.
we
I'm not
talked about this earlier, Ryan, didn't we? That
Yep.
schools are horrible about sharing
They don't share
information.
anything. No one shares
You know, I
anything.
mean, we should all be,
know.
we should all be talking to each other saying, what can we do? And, I'm pretty fortunate, we take classes every year. And we talk to other guys.
You're sort of helped by that flyer too.
Right,
Yeah, that-
right.
yeah.
Yeah, that did upgrade a few things that we weren't gonna do originally, so, call it help, I guess. Yeah, but it was,
Yeah, most schools will not share with you at all, let alone have you come in. I don't know why.
yeah.
But if something doesn't work, we will immediately tell you, don't do that. Right off the bat, don't put a small gym in it.
Right.
There's lots of things we'll take. If you can get your hallways this big, get them this big.
Yes, yes.
Because again, we're only gonna be here another this building will probably been another 50, 60 years, and it'll outlive me, but we're doing it all the correct way. We put up a brand new baseball and softball field. It's a little more costly, but it's gonna last another 80 years. We did it the right way. That's what we're trying to do right now. If it costs more, we'll suck it up and do it, but we're doing it the right way. So that's our own opinion, including all of our new furniture. We have really costly furniture. We only put in 2 rooms last year, right, Chris? 2 or 3. That's all we could afford. We could have outfitted 7. We chose to get the better stuff and just do 3 at a time. So it's been great. But we would always want to come down or help or come down anytime you wish to. You're just down the road. You don't have to get a school bus. I'll come get you. I mean, it's not a big issue. I mean, we have
Careful what
time.
you wish for.
It's terrible. So, but you can see anything else. If you wanted the high school, middle school, I'll take you anything you wish to go.
Let's go over to high school and middle school.
You might want, it's right there.
It's really nice.
I was gonna say, you might like some things you're really gonna like, some things you're gonna go, I don't want to do sliding doors. You might, some things you don't like.
Is there anything you would do differently in the renovation that, looking back in hindsight?
I'll tell you one of the things we did do that I really like, we hired a construction manager. Smartest thing we did, because he was here every day. He was the one pushing, and he would come to us and say, if they want to make a change, he would explain it to us and tell us why we're doing this. Because I don't build buildings. And that was the biggest plus. You know, I think we paid like $46,000 for it. But that, to me, was the best money spent, was having somebody there every day that could keep track of all this stuff. If they missed something, he was there checking everything every day. He would just go through his list, the prints, everything.
Because you're
And we did the
busy
same thing at the
maintaining
school.
your other
Right,
buildings.
right. And
That's another full-time.
and just, you know, ignorance on my part. I don't know if they're putting something up right or wrong or indifferent.
So is he separate from the architect?
Yes, yes.
Did you guys need any swing space or move your students anywhere as you were doing any of the
No,
additions?
we did everything over the summer, and that's why we did it in phases, so we wouldn't have to do that.
We also paid over, like Chris did the LED project at the gym right now. He also did over winter break. We'll pay overtime to get it done the right way, so it's not interrupting any of our kids or the education.
We hired an electrician.
Quick, yeah, we do a lot of that.
Basically, but that's, we're pretty fortunate.
We
have some good contractors.
Yeah.
How much input did the teachers have in terms of the design?
All of it.
Did they do, I wasn't here for it?
Design, there were, when we started out with a community forum. We basically went through and said, here's what we want to see at the school, here's what we want to see in the renovation. As far as the teacher input, each classroom, all the colors, all the fixtures that were put in, you know, they're the ones that came up with the idea of putting in sinks in each classroom, that type of thing. So the architects did a real good job of coming in and saying, we want to talk about classrooms. Put your committee together. They just had teachers do that. They talked to us separately as maintenance, what we wanted to see as far as different things in the building. We discussed a long time on the heating and air conditioning system, what we were going to go with, and we looked at several different schools as far as how they operated. This is the one we decided to go with. We're pretty happy with it overall.
Oh, yeah, they're all.
I think they're all
Security, have you seen all the security locks and everything else? We have everything set to go. All of our little doors have little, you know, security at the very, very bottom. You see a little switch. Every little one of our kids, if a stranger comes in, just flick it shut, you can't open it. So it's all secure. We have all the man traps. All of our buildings have man traps out front where you can catch. I'm sure they all do. We had to make sure all that. Our security's been great, no problem there. But I will take anybody to high school, middle school that you wish. I have a red car, I'll go right here, but it's just right here. So it's down the road.
The only thing is, the bus will be here at 7:30.
When we came into that main entrance, we didn't have to go through the office or anything like that for recording.
You get buzzed in?
Which is one, you get buzzed in.
We buzz you in, and then
We have a camera
we
out
see you,
there.
then you have to walk one more foot and open. So it's
That
not a
was the one
dead
thing
buzz,
we
but it's
couldn't
two
figure
buzzes.
out, a different way to
You
do.
tried to figure it out.
We
but
had
you
talked
just-
about putting a wall past that fish pond. We talked about putting a wall there, so you would force people to walk through, but then they'd have to walk through the office to get back, or you'd have to buzz another door. We just felt like this was the best way. You're in the vestibule, that's as far as you can get until the secretary buzzes you in. So, and all the other doors are locked all day during school.
And that's, you know, we do the best we can on that.
Yeah.
It's not perfect, but we've got,
I think
obviously we know
of the
most everybody
stuff
here.
goes through the office
They
directly
do.
in.
Or
Yeah.
they-
Our high
both
school-
options.
our high school
Go straight
does.
through
Yeah.
or during
You'll see it at the
dinner
high school.
time, you have to go through the office.
That's at our
One
high
of
school.
our buildings, I think, has like, they do Connie.
Actually, we went and looked at Milton at the time because they had the camera system that we purchased. And so we went there and looked at it and ended up purchasing that back in 2001. So
No.
see, you did have some influence on us.
Then we tore it down.
Anything else? Again, I'll take you right to the high school.
We can do it in half an hour?
Oh no, that's bigger than us too. 242, 50 kids per class. They're practicing for their big program tomorrow. That's the reason we're packed. Small school. If you're gonna hope aloud, there will be a few you're not gonna like. This little design has been perfect for us. No problems. The community will tell you, we wish we had more. But we don't need. Get it?
So you move this out for
so sorry.
performance, these chairs and tables?
Oh yeah, this
You know, and then just put in chairs.
they're all in the little room right over here. I'll walk you this way.
This kind of,
Yeah, and I don't think you're gonna have. We have 410 electives because we don't have certain things. Oh, that's our no lab, but this is all updated. Everything will look new. Again, they all have their own Chromebooks also. This is for our online classes.
behind you.
Yeah. When I first got here, I know everybody's I mean, if you wish to take yours, you don't have to. Just so we don't lose kids anymore. If you're losing $1 million worth of money. Books. So when our bell rings, you'll see like 80 kids, and you won't hear any noise. It's very unusual to see it. They love this this area right here. The kids will sit here like a small college, do their work on their Chromebooks. They cannot get enough of this area right here. They work out there all day long, and truly, it looks like a college though when they're out here.
I think the lights are on a timer. Oh, there they go.
Oh.
This is science,
But they're all
biology.
large. Again, we spent the money.
Too big?
No, they'll never tell you that. But I'll show you the language arts one so you have an idea. This is a very large one. Again, you'll see Chromebooks in everybody's rooms.
Do different classes have to reserve the common area? Or
Oh, no, it's a free-for-all. I mean, if you bring your computers, they sit like little adults and just do their work out there. There's no reserving it. And we have numerous places to go. We have 3 other computer labs. Pen study day, you know, do your work out here if you wish, and they just sit out here and do work.
Okay.
We have everything but coffee. All the kids have access to the printers and computers if they wish to. We don't stop anything. The teachers can print if they want. That's not a problem. This is what they hate. 2 or 3 of my teachers will tell you what happens to a predator comes in with a handgun gun and shoots through the wall. So
What is that?
it can be anything. A stranger comes in, just picks this wall, blows a bazooka through the wall, and then kills her. Everything has an excuse or a reason. So I can't make everybody happy. We have reinforced everything on the inside. You're more than welcome to see them. We have all the braces. They do not open these walls.
So they don't like that.
They
it's
can.
open. They don't like that feature.
They do not, because it's too open for them. They can't have their space.
Right.
That's why they never open. This right here, every day, right, Rod?
Yeah.
Every single day. You can hit the lights.
Well, they'd be working on projects, you know,
Yeah.
especially at the high school level, they're doing, you know, research papers and things like that. You're seeing a lot of that going on out
So
here.
let me ask about these movable doors again. If they don't open them to flow into this, what do you mean?
There's a little.
I can't kick that down.
No.
But
But as soon as I put a brick wall up here, she's gonna say, what about the windows? I can't make her happy.
oh yeah, you're gonna.
No, but gun,
Can gunfire shoot through that?
shoot through, the bullet will stop.
Yeah, you're.
But my windows are the same. You can't pick it because you have to walk 300 yards to go to next class. We have kids using a private bathroom.
This is your whole high school.
Yo, you like it? The junior high looks really similar.
It's very, it's,
I'm saying, what the
on the left hand.
It's the same, everything else, but you want to see the gymnasium, all the changes that we've done, for sure. It is very elementary based, though. This common area, they can't get enough of.
Yeah.
And we're gonna take a few more of these computers next year and put more tables out just for basic common stuff.
You
Okay.
Huh?
touched on one thing, about $400 and some thousand you were losing when you came here
Me, and online? Yeah.
versus
Oh,
now.
when I first got here, we're so small, we don't offer electives. So now we offer 400 some electives. I put
400 and some.
411, I think?
Because it's online based.
If you choose to take it, it's just like college. So we had 2 college classes offered here. We only lose 7 kids to BGSU and Findlay altogether. Our first year, we lost 26. Now they don't go because we offer everything here. So we don't offer German, you know, we're so small. We don't offer German, we don't offer French, now we offer everything.
And who
Chinese,
do you do that through?
sure, we've went through all companies. Some called Fuel Ed. It's Peak/Fuel Ed. We've already
So you
explored
don't
all.
partner with
No, I don't
University of Findlay or something to do it?
I don't do that anyway.
Okay.
We'll take our own money.
Okay.
Now we're
Just
losing
curious.
less than 100 grand. We say 300,000 in 1 year because I brought in one program that costs $4,500.
So you don't have to pay for that service anymore?
We paid it for 5 years, 41,000 for 5 years, but we paid it off when 3 kids stayed. No kids leave here. And if they do leave here, they have to have my sign off, the counselors and the principals, and we don't all 3 sign off. Unless they get really upset, then we're like, okay, go to BGSU. Yeah, we don't know what to do.
Is that how you like bypass the CC plus kind of
Huh?
requirement that,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah, a lot of our kids don't
And
go to
do
college
those-
credit plus.
Credits transfer easily to the universities then?
All of them,
Mm-hmm.
every single one of them. Yeah, that's just us opening our own online school.
Right.
We call it an opportunity school. It's an opportunity for all. Gifted kids, kids that struggle, all of our summer school kids, all of our kids that work half day that come back. That's all we do. We just offer it to everybody.
And do they take the class here?
They can take it anywhere, but they all come here. I don't know why. They all act, and no one's ever cheated. The parents, you would think maybe one parent would do all the work. Nope. Nope. They all want to come here and do it because they figure we have the computers and the space. I don't know if they think it's a secret, right, Brad? But they all come here.
You have a teacher that mans it?
Right here. That's
Yeah.
also now our STEM class and our robotics class. We put in a brand new robotics class last year. The state gave us $10,000, so we put robotics in. So, hey, we haven't used them yet. 2 weeks to go. But our kids are all poking at them. So we're fine.
Did they use these computers over here as well?
Very rarely now. They only use like a wing them because they all have their own stuff.
That's what I
And we have 3 more labs that are huge. So they can use it. They jump on whenever they wish to.
But why would you when you have it in your backpack?
So I'm just like you said, talking to their friends. That's about it. Yeah.
And they have their own Chromebook, is it?
Everybody.
So do they use an external hard drive with it to store?
Thumb drive.
Google.
It's Google. It's pretty
Okay,
much
so they're
on-
just using
On the
Google
cloud.
then?
It's in the cloud.
It's in the class.
Yeah, but we are everything Wi-Fi done, Wi-Fi everywhere. Yeah, we have technology. It's huge. They like building. I told them some of the walls people weren't happy about.
If you didn't have a new, I mean, I'm really curious about the students who stay here. So do you think they come back to take these classes online because they
No,
have the area?
the ones that leave go to Econ or Trek and never ever. Once they leave, we pretty much lose them. It's the ones we keep here.
But the ones you keep, they're coming back here to the classroom. I mean,
Yeah,
they're-
it's
that's
online
what,
school.
yeah.
The kids that take online.
So they're taking it here. They're not going home.
They don't go
There's no
home.
econ anymore.
Oh,
Right,
no, the ones
right,
they
right.
here, I don't know why they don't go home and do the work. They just come here and can do the work during one of our classes.
But they have the space to do
Well,
it.
and
I think they just feel more
socialization with your
comfortable.
friends.
Sure, yeah,
Right,
that's
right.
right.
Uh-huh.
Structure and they,
Yeah.
Maybe less distractions.
oh, it's huge.
True.
They just enjoy
No, I
it.
was just-
Home life, what is it really like?
Well,
That's
the
what I was trying to
environment
get at,
is-
is
If you
if
have
you don't
a
have a
teacher-
computer lab
There
to
are
take it at,
labs
you
for the
can't,
high schoolers to
right,
take
you-
it on
there's
their
no
own.
computer labs in our high
There's
school.
been
to
a
take
lot
it.
of scandal about some online instructions in the state and all.
That was all gone. That was Econ. They
Is
got-
that the same one you're using?
Oh, no, we have our own system, our own
That's what-
teacher.
that's what I'm
All fully certified. No, that was Econ. They weren't even checking in. They weren't even going.
Okay, so you managed to avoid that.
Oh, we check with our kids 3 or 4 times a week. It's not a problem our way. Sure.
These classrooms are nice and large.
More of a traditional classroom with the desks.
Yeah. Now, that thing hanging down, is that the,
It's a projector.
it is a projector?
Yeah,
Uh,
you can use on the smart board there. There's a smart board there in the front.
Okay, also, so it's for the smart board.
Well, yeah.
And the same thing in the
you-
elementary?
So you can actually control the shade, so you can, if
yeah,
you got
right.
sunlight
Sun.
that's really bothering you, you can pull the shades on it. Makes it so it's not miserable. But the thing is that these are this room is climate controlled. So if it,
So there's a lot of
and then
workstations.
there's a media lab that's connected to this, which is another whole classroom. I don't know if Ryan shared this with me. There you go.
I'll ask my same question. How much is it used?
Well, they use this.
They do use.
Yeah, they do use this.